Welcome to The Explainer. Look, we all know that a hospital stay for an older parent is incredibly stressful. But what if you had an insider's playbook? Well, today, we're breaking down 18 expert tips that are going to help you navigate the entire system, avoid all the common pitfalls, and really become the best possible advocate for your loved one. Let's turn that anxiety into action.
Okay, let's just jump right in with a fact that might actually shock you. At teaching hospitals, death rates can spike by as much as 34% in one specific month. And that month is July. So why July? Well, it's when all the brand new, least experienced medical residents start their training. It's a crazy reminder that even in the best hospitals, things like timing and circumstances really matter.
And that stat right there, that's really the whole point of what we're talking about today. Hospitals are amazing places of healing, of course, but they're also these super complex systems with all kinds of hidden risks. The key is knowing how to navigate them. This is all about giving you the tools to be prepared, to be vigilant, and to be the most powerful advocate your parent could possibly have.
So we've broken all these insider tips down into 4 main parts to make them easy to remember. First up, how preparation is your superpower. Then we'll dive into how to be their active advocate right there in the room. After that, we'll talk about how to guard against hidden dangers. And finally, we'll show you how to master the money and the paperwork.
First up, preparation. Because honestly, what you do before you even walk through those hospital doors can make all the difference in the world.
You wouldn't think so, but something as simple as scheduling can be a total game changer. If you have any say in when a procedure happens, you absolutely want to aim for early in the week. A Monday or Tuesday surgery means the first critical days of recovery happen when the hospital is fully staffed with the A-team. That way, when the weekend rolls around with its skeleton crews, your loved one is already well on the road to recovery.
I know. You'll probably hear a nurse say, "Don't worry, it's all in the computer." Please, do not rely on that. Mistakes happen all the time. The single most important piece of paper you can bring is a clear, printed list of every single medication your parent takes. I mean, everything. Full names, exact dosages, what time of day, and special notes like take with food. This little piece of paper, it's your secret weapon against medication errors. Okay, this is a big one. You've got to know that not all emergency rooms are created equal. You know those freestanding ERs you see in strip malls? They're fine for minor things, but they are just not equipped to handle the complicated overlapping health issues that are so common in older adults. For anything serious, you want the resources of a full hospital ER with all the specialists and advanced equipment right there.
Okay, so you've done your prep. Now your loved one is in the hospital. This is where your job really begins. Honestly, just you being there, your presence, your voice, is without a doubt the most powerful safety tool in the whole building.
All right, here's a pro tip, a real insider move. Find out when the nursing shifts change. It's usually around 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. And then politely ask them to do their handover report right there at the bedside. This is when the outgoing nurse briefs the incoming one. By listening in, you can catch any little misunderstandings or wrong info right there on the spot. You literally become part of the team's communication loop.
Let's be real. When you're in a hospital, information is flying at you from a million different directions. Doctors, nurses, specialists, there is no way you can remember it all. That's why your single best tactic is to get a simple notebook and start a hospital logbook the second you arrive. This is your command center.
And what goes in it? Everything. Who came in the room and when? Write it down. What did they say? Write it down. A new pill they gave? Write it down. A question that pops into your head for the doctor later? Write it down. It's going to feel like a lot, but trust me, this logbook will be your best friend when you're trying to ask smart questions. And, as we'll see in a bit, when the bill arrives.
I really can't stress this enough. Just being there is a safety measure, especially at night. Think about it. It's dark, it's a strange room, they might be confused for medication, and they might not be able to find or press the call button. You being in that chair can prevent a dangerous fall. It's truly that simple. All right, let's move on to guarding against some of the hidden dangers, the stuff you wouldn't necessarily even think about. Hospitals are for healing, but they also come with their own unique risks. Hospitals, for all the good they do, are just full of germs, and older folks are way more vulnerable to infections. So here's what you do. Bring a pack of disinfectant wipes and just take 5 minutes to wipe everything down. I'm talking bed rails, doorknobs, the TV remote, and especially that overbed table. It is such a small thing, but it could literally prevent a life-threatening complication.
Now, this is a tough one to talk about, but it's really important to be realistic. The healthcare system is also a business, and sometimes there are financial incentives that might lead to recommending more procedures. Now, this doesn't mean you should distrust every doctor. Not at all. It just means you need to be an engaged, questioning participant in the care plan.
So when a new test or procedure is on the table, this is the magic question to ask. What happens if we wait? What are the consequences of not doing this? Asking this one question totally changes the conversation. It shifts the focus from what can we do to what should we do, which helps everyone weigh the real benefits against the real risks for an older adult.
All right, last section. Let's talk about the part that gives everyone a massive headache after the medical crisis is over. The money, the insurance, and all that confusing paperwork.
Okay, listen up, because this one tip could save you thousands of dollars. Literally. You have to ask the staff a very specific question. Is my mother admitted as an inpatient, or is she here under observation? If she's admitted, Medicare Part A covers it, and that starts the 3-day clock you need for skilled nursing coverage later. But if she's just under observation, that's considered outpatient care, it's covered differently, and that crucial 3-day clock never even starts. The financial difference can be enormous.
Just take a look at that number. 80%. 80. That's how many hospital bills have at least one mistake. It's not a question of if your bill will be wrong, it's almost a guarantee of how it will be wrong. That means you have to treat that bill as a first draft that needs a very close look.
And guess what? That logbook you've been keeping, it's now your ultimate financial weapon. First, always ask for a detailed, itemized bill, not just a summary. Then, you sit down with your logbook and you go line by line by line. See a charge for a test that never happened? Circle it. See we're billed twice for the same thing? Circle it. And then don't be afraid to call and challenge those errors. You'd be surprised what they'll knock off if you just ask.
Last thing, on discharge day, I'm serious, do not leave that building without physical copies of all the important records. Don't let them tell you, oh, we'll send it to the doctor. No. Get the lab results, the scan reports, and most importantly, the final discharge summary in your hands. Trying to chase those papers down later is a bureaucratic nightmare.
So there you have it. That's the playbook. By preparing, by being present, by guarding against these dangers, and by mastering the paperwork, you've completely changed your role. You're not just a worried visitor anymore. You are a prepared, persistent, and essential member of the care team. You are your parents' champion. You've got this.